All right, welcome back to the number one listened to podcast in the world, the Whizzbang podcast here. I'm your host, Rod Elkins, presented by Flip Cameras, your vintage camera in the now. We are here with the fattest of babies, and with the fattest I mean with a PH. We have Mr. Wayne Graham himself, Kenny Miles. How you doing, Kenny?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Good to see you, man. You're looking great.
Thank you.
I love that mustache.
So are you.
I could use some more of that mustache.
Me too. I find that it lets me just take myself a lot less seriously.
That's what we all need to be doing, I think.
When I know I'm walking around looking like this, who could take this face seriously?
I love looking at it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Likewise.
Well, great. And you're just getting settled in Lexington, Kentucky now, huh?
That's right.
That's good, man. Good to have you so close by now.
Yeah, it's good to be close by.
That's it.
It was also good to be far away for other reasons, but
yeah,
it's time for a season.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you own and operate Fat Baby Studios, and you're a damn fine engineer, if I do say so myself. Award-winning engineer in the American Awards Best Record of the Year. Yeah.
Well, I had the wonderful opportunity of being in the room when the best record of the year was being recorded, and if that qualifies me, then I'll take it. Yeah, that was an extremely cool process, extremely cool record to be a part of. Extremely cool that you guys won that award. That was a fun thing to see happen and be around to watch be created. So yeah, super exciting.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun on this end too, just watching you work, and the knowledge you brought to the table was insurmountable, man. You know.
Well, thanks, man.
And what's your favorite microphone right now?
Ooh, I'm really into ribbon microphones, and Jana, our live sound person, is, well, I don't know how much they're a proponent of SE, the brand SE in general, but they have a lot of SE mics, and I don't remember the model number right now, but they've been using an SE ribbon mic on a hat when we live, and because we're using ears now, I can sort of dial in what part of the kit I want to hear more of, and I really like hearing a lot of hi-hat, and it just sounds super natural. So I haven't used one recording yet, but I'm going to soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd be pumped to hear what that sounds like. It's always crazy as a drummer myself to hear other people wanting more hi-hat than like maybe I want, you know, because I don't like it that loud in my in-ear mix, you know. And it's always crazy when I hear people like, I need more hi-hat. It's like, are you okay?
Do you just do like kick and snare? Is that what you hear most
because
of?
I feel like the other mics pick up everything else, you know, and it's like, sometimes I can get in my head about it if, like, oh man, I'm hitting it too hard or something like that. You know, I feel like that happens. Does that ever happen with guitar playing or something? If you have it too loud in your ears or something, you're like getting your head about how hard you're hitting the strings.
Totally. Yeah. That was what it took me the longest, or the most effort to adjust to, playing with ears. But I've found that since I got my like guitar level right in my mix, I don't have to play as hard. I really, like, I can dig in without really trying to dig in. I think I was just trying to play harder to be able to hear myself better before. And so without having to do that, I just feel like the show is much more dynamic and easy on the ears and fingers too. It's just more comfortable all the way around. I think Hayden too, like before we had ears, he was always frustrated by, like, he felt like he played too hard or hit too hard, just trying to hear himself. And so I think all that's
that's a struggle.
But,
yeah, that's definitely a struggle. I go through that sometimes too. And you know, catching you all at Cervantes there in Denver a couple weeks ago when we were out there for Red Rocks was a pleasure to me, watching you all work and how dynamic you guys are, and just the songwriting in general is just Incredible, and I encourage everyone to listen to Wayne Graham. Talk to me more
Thank you.
about, maybe some of your inspirations coming into writing the songs for Wayne.
Yeah. Well, it's really at least a 50-50 process with me and Hayden. As far as like the amount of songs we bring to the table to be used in Wayne Graham. And he has an ever evolving set of influences that I can't really keep track of. So it would be fun to hear how they're different for us right now. Because I'm also involved on the recording side, or like I sort of head that side of our stuff up more. When I'm listening to music, a lot of times I'm listening for like textures or tonal characteristics that feel new or original in some way, like ways of capturing a drum set, and also like the room it was recorded in that feels unique or like it serves the song in a special way. I really like recordings that put you in a place immediately. It may not be a totally natural place, but it's like this song is an environment all its own, you know?
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm not always listening for the same reasons. So I think sometimes I'm listening with my engineer hat on, sometimes I'm listening with my songwriter hat on, and sometimes I'm just listening because I need to decompress or something.
It sounds
Now,
really put together every time I listen to something that y'all put out or see you all live, and it's really impressive. It definitely puts you in a good spot. I feel like, no matter where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
well, thank you. Um, I think another like if a band represents like if it has like a character all its own, like some of my favorite bands have a feeling
Mm-hmm.
attached to them, you know.
Yeah.
And I think Hayden and I have never really known what feeling to try to cultivate with a band or anything like that. But
It's tough to land on
I think
one.
it is, yeah. And then also if you're not like particularly inspired in any certain way, then maybe just like do what you're doing and see if something ends up presenting itself over time. And the feeling that we appreciate in uh, some people and just like uh, other projects that we admire is just like an openness and sort of a lightheartedness when it comes to dealing with this stuff because uh, I mean, things are also heavy too, but just trying to hold things loosely uh, and keep it fun. So far, I feel like we've been able uh, to do that, but I don't know if we always make it look fun when we're playing live because I
It
think
looks fun to me.
we can like, well, good.
Yeah.
I'm
But I
glad.
know you guys.
Sometimes I see pictures of us playing. I'm just like, man, we look like we're so mad uh, to be there.
It's just intense concentration.
Yeah, right. We just want to do it well.
You do. I'll tell you, you do.
Well, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And how was getting to play Red Rocks?
Yeah, that was awesome. We had gotten to see you guys play there. I think we were there the first time
Mm-hmm.
you guys played it, just as spectators, and even getting to do that was a huge thing. So, um, returning every year that you guys played since then, uh, I think sort of just like made it feel more like a once a year. I guess most family reunions are once a year, but it was just like a
Mm-hmm.
reunion of some kind
It
where
definitely has that
it
feeling.
was like celebrating the fact that yeah, this could happen again. So it felt familiar by that time, and I think it really helped to be there a few times, seeing you guys do it before we had to play it. Um, but even then, it was still just overwhelming in a really cool way. I feel like as soon as it was over, I sort of spaced on uh, a lot of the details of the actual show.
There's definitely a
But
brownout period playing and then after, and especially trying to recall. Like I
mm,
couldn't remember where we stayed the first year. I was like, where
huh,
did we stay? Like where did we sleep? Like I couldn't remember. And then I realized we
yeah,
didn't stay the first time. We left like right after.
huh,
Yeah. But it is amazing
yeah,
out there. And so what's coming up next for Wayne Graham? Y'all hitting the road soon, making another record?
yeah. Well, we've been working on a record this year. Well, at least recording a bunch of songs, and we're gonna keep doing that. I've got a space, like recording space. I'm setting up in our new place here in Lexington. So, and Hayden's about to get married, so
Oh,
uh,
wow. Congratulations,
we're
Hayden.
gonna take. Yeah, congratulations, Hayden and Jess. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, so yeah, we're gonna try to finish a record. We're playing some shows.
I remember back in a few years ago, we were in Europe together, and I was just convinced y'all were Zeppelin big in Germany. So tell me about that, and how fulfilling is it to see people respond to the Wayne Graham in other parts of the world?
Yeah, well, we are. I mean, maybe even bigger than Led Zeppelin in Germany.
I believe that.
No, definitely not. We, yeah, I mean, really, we just got started on uh, touring a whole country in Germany before we got started doing it in the US. So we were playing a lot of the smaller places any band in the US would play. Uh, in Indiana, we just happened to be playing it in some part of Germany. I feel like we played in a lot of the small towns all over Germany that maybe a lot of bands who come through Germany don't get to play, uh, which is cool because uh, in all little places you get to eat dinner with a new set of people who are excited to be putting on a show. And just like it's pretty common for people to put and here's my cat now.
That's
One of
perfect.
my cats. But yeah, people go through a lot of trouble to put on a good show and make things look nice and uh that and ensure people come out. So it's always been a really positive experience getting to do that. And I feel like yeah, just cutting our teeth in Europe on touring in general made touring in the US feel quite a bit easier
I
uh,
concur.
when the time came to. And really, it's only been this year that we've started branching out and playing uh, in a lot of different places that we haven't gotten to get to in the US. Yeah, I think it prepared us well for touring more in the States. And the fact that people are interested in our songs over there is so I'm so grateful that it could mean they could mean anything to anyone, but much less someone who speaks English as a second language. So uh, they seem to be open to listening to a lot of different things and sort of seeing what's good about a lot of different things too. They're they're fun people to play music for. They're good listeners.
I agree. I agree. It's almost like you have to check yourself because you're like, are you liking this? Because the way they are
Yeah,
so attentive and just sit there
right.
and really take it in, and they applaud, and it's like it's not like long drawn out applause. It's like a couple seconds, and then it's like, okay, play me more,
Hmm.
please. Like I'm enjoying this. And the first time we
Yeah.
went over there, I definitely had that feeling. I was like, can y'all get a little rowdy or something? you know.
Hmm.
And but do you have a particular spot you prefer to play over there above all others?
Well, yeah, there are different reasons to love all kinds of different spots. I think some of the festivals we played over there have been really cool because I can't remember the name of the one I was trying to think of, but it's like Germany's Burning Man.
Gotcha.
Uh, it was just a really new experience for all of us, I think, except Lee. Lee was like, "These are just hippies. I'm used to seeing
Yeah.
hippies. I followed the dead around for years, so like he was not phased by it, but uh, they were just like a large public shower,
Yeah.
uh, and like it was basically like its own country for the week that the festival went on. So there weren't really any rules. It was like self policing and not much of that going on. So it was just uh, it felt like a once in a lifetime sort of experience. I wouldn't seek that out just as a festival goer,
Right.
uh,
Yeah. Boy, what's
but to
catering
have a
like at
reason
the
to go.
German Burning Man?
it that was cool too. That was the first time I'd been to a like backstage area where you it was like cafeteria style, and then you washed your own dishes
But,
and got those ready for the next people to use. So and it seemed like it made sense.
but we
Like,
need more of that over here. I tell you what, that stuff piles up.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So you do most of the driving over there? Does someone drive for you that's more apt to know
Well,
where they're going?
usually Lee drives if we're off on our own because he is the best at driving a stick shift. Uh, and actually, he's the only one of us who can drive a stick shift, as
Oh,
shameful
wow.
as that is to say. Uh, I've like spent half a day driving one to like feel like I could do it if I needed to, but I could not do it in European traffic. Like when we played with you guys in London, we took a ferry from Calais, France,
Mm-hmm.
across the English Channel in this rented Volkswagen van that was way too old to pass uh, like emissions tests in the UK. This guy had supposedly done a conversion to the exhaust system or something and made it, yeah, it should have passed the emissions test, but based on the way it looked on traffic camera footage, it like we got docked for that. And then uh, immediately getting off the ferry and driving on the left side of the road instead of the right side of the road. Uh, totally new like crosswalk symbols and things like that. Like Lee did a great job. Uh, he held it together the whole time, but we acquired a lot of tickets while we were there.
They just mail them to you?
They mailed them to the guy we rented the van from, and he was very upset about
That's,
that.
I was going to say, that's not awkward
And
at
then
all.
yeah, and then he mailed them to the label, and then the label told them, or yeah, told me about them. But I think we just sort of didn't do anything about it. I don't know. Uh,
Hey, there's
we'll
no
see if that
admission of
comes
guilt
back.
here. So just
No,
so
no, no.
everyone knows that buy merch, buy everything band sale, because sometimes you got to pay off them European tickets.
That's
But
right.
we're gonna wrap things up here, bub. And so Wayne Graham, any special handles or websites we could follow the progress or see upcoming Wayne Grahamness?
Yeah, WayneGraham.net is our website. All of our tour dates are there. Um, my Instagram is at Kenny at most. And if you want me to mix something you've recorded or maybe record something together, you can there. Uh, and yeah, at Wayne Instagram on Instagram.
Perfect.
Follow us there. Listen on Spotify. Buy the records. Whatever you can do.
Boy, that Instagram name just worked out, didn't it?
It did.
It worked out great. Kenny, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. It's
Rod.
good to see you. And
good to see you too. Take care.
You take care. Because we're all going to take care.
All right, I will.
Thanks, bub.
Thank you.